Every cruise promises paradise, but the truth is far more dangerous than most passengers realize. One wrong move can turn a dream voyage into a financial nightmare. Or worse, a disaster that gets you kicked off before reaching port. Hidden fees on minibar snacks, $80 charges for a missing robe, bans for simple items like CBD oil, and a single mistake on your balcony could endanger hundreds of lives. These are just some of the 17 dangerous cruise ship mistakes almost nobody tells you about, but that nearly everyone makes. Are you about to walk straight into these traps? The real risks start with the cabin door. Let's talk about the first money trap that's waiting behind almost every cabin door: the minibar. Minibar, one of the most expensive secrets on board. You spot a cold soda or a tiny bottle of whiskey after a long day at sea. It looks harmless, right? Here's the catch. Even if you shelled out for the drink package, doesn't matter if it's the Premium Plus, the Yacht Club, or the all-you-can-drink deal, those minibar snacks and drinks are not included. Not a single can, not a single bag of chips. Norwegian, MSC, Royal Caribbean, they all run the same play. Minibar items are billed separately, and the prices can be eye-watering. We're talking $7 for a Coke, $12 for a mini bottle of gin, $4 for a candy bar. Open that fridge, and every item you touch could show up on your folio. Some ships even have auto billing sensors, so just moving a can can trigger a charge. But the minibar isn't the only place your wallet's at risk. Ever thought about slipping that fluffy bathrobe into your suitcase as a souvenir? Think again. Cruise lines track these things. That robe could cost you $80 or more if it goes missing from your cabin. Just check your final bill. The same goes for those branded beach towels. Forget to return one after a day in port. Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Norwegian, they'll tack on a $22 to $25 charge per towel. And if you think you can talk your way out of it, think again. The towel desk logs every checkout to your room key, and the system doesn't forget. Here's the move. Skip the minibar entirely. Head to the buffet, grab a drink at the pool bar, or order room service if it's included in your fare. When it comes to cabin amenities, only take the toiletries: shampoo, soap, the little bottles. Slippers are sometimes fair game, but robes and towels? Leave them behind or prepare for sticker shock. Every cruise line has their own list of what's complimentary and what's not, so double check before you pack. Don't let your first memory of the trip be a surprise charge. Save that cash for shore excursions, specialty dining, or a real souvenir you actually want. Hanging laundry on your balcony railing might seem like a clever way to dry swimsuits or shirts, but it's a fast track to trouble on any cruise ship. Here's why. Cruise ships move fast, and that ocean breeze is no joke. Even a light gust can snatch towels, socks, or swimsuits right off the rail and send them flying overboard. Once something goes into the sea, it's gone for good. And that's not just your loss. Every shirt or towel blown into the ocean becomes marine pollution, a hazard for sea life that can swallow or get tangled in what you left behind. Cruise lines take this seriously. Hanging clothes on the balcony is against the rules for every major cruise company. Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, MSC, you name it. Break this rule and you could face a fine or have your items confiscated by the cabin crew. It's not just about keeping the ship looking sharp, though that's part of it. Nobody wants to see laundry flapping in the wind when they paid for ocean views. It's about safety too. Loose fabric can become a fire risk if it gets caught on a hot light fixture, and anything that falls can create a slipping hazard if it lands on a lower deck. Instead, use the retractable clothesline in your bathroom or take advantage of the ship's laundry services. Some ships even offer laundry specials mid-cruise, so keep an eye out for deals. By keeping your laundry inside, you're protecting the environment, avoiding fines, and helping everyone enjoy those clean, uncluttered balcony views. So, resist the urge to turn your balcony into a laundromat. Your wallet, your fellow passengers, and the ocean will thank you. Alright, let's talk about the people who work harder than anyone else on your cruise, the cabin attendants. These are the folks who make sure your room is spotless, your towels are fresh, and, if you're lucky, your towel animal game is on point every night. But here's what most passengers miss. Every time you leave your cabin in a mess, or keep that do not disturb sign up all day, you're making their job a whole lot tougher. Cabin attendants often clean up to 15 rooms a day, sometimes more, and their entire schedule depends on those little signs hanging on your door. If you leave the do not disturb sign up until noon, they have to circle back later, sometimes long after their regular shift should be over. That's extra work, less rest, and more stress. Also, you can sleep in or take a nap. And about those gratuities, yes, the automatic service charge that shows up on your bill. For most cruise lines, that's now around $16 to $20 per person per day. But here's the detail. Only about $5 to $7 of that actually goes directly to your cabin attendant. The rest gets split between dining staff, behind-the-scenes crew, and other service teams. So, if your attendant goes above and beyond, maybe they track down extra pillows or rescue your favorite shirt from the laundry, slipping them a few extra dollars in cash is more than just a nice gesture. It's a real thank you for long hours and hard work. A little courtesy goes a long way too. Don't leave dirty dishes all over the place. Don't hoard towels or expect a constant supply of extras. And if you're going to be out for the day, flip the makeup room sign so they can get in and do their job. Small things like this make a big difference, not just for you, but for every guest they take care of. Show respect, tip when you can, and remember, your cruise is their workplace. Treat it, and them, with a little extra kindness. Everyone's trip will be better for it. Cruise ships might feel like floating hotels, but privacy and peace aren't guaranteed, especially with thousands of neighbors packed side by side. Let's start with the walls. Most cabins are separated by steel panels barely an inch thick, with air gaps that carry sound further than you'd expect. That means conversations, late-night TV, even a dropped hairbrush can travel right through. If you're thinking about blasting music or holding a balcony party, remember, your neighbors will hear every word. Interconnecting doors? Even worse for noise. And on megaships like the Oasis class, sound can bounce between balconies and across entire neighborhoods. Then there's the balcony illusion. Those glass doors and railings might look private, but you're more visible than you think. On ships with inward-facing balconies, Central Park, boardwalk, or interior courtyards, passengers across the way have a clear line of sight into your space. Even ocean-facing balconies aren't immune. Higher decks, adjacent staterooms, or public walkways can all offer a sneak peek, especially at night when lights are on. Forget about sunbathing in your birthday suit or having a private conversation on the balcony. Someone is almost always within earshot or view. Noise travels outside too. Balcony doors left open can send your phone call or laughter echoing down the row. And slamming those heavy doors? It's a classic rookie move that rattles everyone nearby. Cruise etiquette is simple. Keep your volume down, close doors gently, and skip the balcony karaoke. If you want true privacy, use blackout curtains and keep voices low. The takeaway? Treat your cabin like an apartment in a city at sea. Be the neighbor you wish you had. Quiet, courteous, and aware of how easily sound and sight cross those thin boundaries. Your fellow passengers will appreciate it, and you'll avoid any awkward run-ins at the breakfast buffet. Cruise ship cabins might look sturdy, but they are more delicate than you think, especially when it comes to plumbing and walls. Here's the deal. Cruise ships use high-powered vacuum toilets, not the gravity flush kind you have at home. That means only ship-issued toilet paper goes down. Nothing else. Not tissues, not wet wipes, not even the so-called flushable kind. Carnival's John Heald tells the story of a single guest flushing wet wipes and blocking toilets in 10 cabins. One bad flush, and you could knock out the entire system for your hallway. When that happens, you're not just dealing with a clogged toilet. You're looking at a maintenance call, angry neighbors, and sometimes even a hefty fine for the repairs. The same goes for your cabin walls. Most are made of painted steel panels, not drywall. That's why taping up decorations, using adhesive hooks, or driving nails into the walls is a fast track to a damage charge, often $150 or more. If you want to hang something, use magnetic hooks. They're cheap, reusable, and won't leave a trace. Cruise lines actually recommend them, since magnets won't chip paint or ruin the finish. And don't even think about stringing up fairy lights or banners with sticky tack. Housekeeping will spot it, and the bill will show up before you can say, "Final invoice." To keep things running smoothly, treat your cabin like a rental car. Leave no trace. Flush only what's allowed. Hang with magnets, not tape. If you're not sure, ask your cabin attendant. They'll know what's safe. It's the little things that keep the ship's systems humming and your wallet out of danger. No one wants to spend their vacation waiting for a plumber or arguing about a wall repair fee. Stick to the rules and you'll avoid the hassle and the fines that trip up so many first-timers. So, before you zip up that suitcase, double-check the cruise line's list of prohibited items. Most people don't realize how strict ships are about what you can and can't bring on board. First and foremost on the do not bring list are irons, steamers, and yes, surge protectors. Here's the technical reason. Cruise ships run on ungrounded electrical systems, where both wires in the outlet are live. Standard surge protectors, like the ones you use at home, only interrupt one side. On a ship, that means the other wire stays hot, and that's a recipe for overheating, melted plastic, and in more than one case, a full-on cabin fire. The US Coast Guard has investigated stateroom fires caused by surge protectors that failed exactly this way. Royal Caribbean even bans all power strips and extension cords, period. If you need to charge your phone, stick to USB blocks or the built-in outlets. Now, about that CBD oil. Even if it's legal at home, it's a hard no at sea. Carnival's lifetime ban letter says it all. CBD is still not completely legal under federal law and some port states. Just ask Melinda van Veldhuizen, who was removed from her cruise in Miami after security found CBD gummies in her bag. She got a lifetime ban from Carnival and no refund. Cruise lines take this so seriously because ships have to comply with federal law in every country they visit. Even a single gummy can land you in legal trouble or stranded in a foreign port. And don't forget about valuables. Use your cabin safe for passports, cash, and jewelry. It's not just about theft. If you leave your passport out and it goes missing, you could be stuck in port while the ship sails away. Bottom line, stick to the essentials, keep your valuables locked up, and leave the questionable stuff at home. One wrong item can mean confiscation, fines, or even getting kicked off the ship. Never, and I mean never, open your cabin door and your balcony door at the same time. This isn't just a cruise myth. It's called the wind tunnel effect, and it's taken more than a few fingers and sent personal belongings flying. Here's what happens. Cruise ships move fast, and when both doors are open, the air pressure difference turns your cozy stateroom into a wind tunnel. Doors can slam shut with a force you wouldn't believe. Maritime lawyers like Spencer Ehrenfeld have represented passengers who lost fingers, suffered broken bones, or even needed stitches after a balcony door snapped shut without warning. One Carnival Mardi Gras guest watched as her mother's hand was crushed, bleeding everywhere, after the cabin door slammed shut the instant the balcony was open. The pressure difference is so strong, it can rattle walls, knock over drinks, and send anything light enough, papers, hats, snacks, straight out the door or onto the floor. Some ships have warning stickers, but the danger is real even if you don't see a sign. Always close one door before you open the other. It's the only way to keep your hands, and your stuff, safe. But wind isn't the only invisible danger in your cabin. Open flames are a hard no on cruise ships. No candles, no incense, no matches, nothing that burns. The reason is simple. Fire at sea is every captain's nightmare. Cruise ships are built with strict fire codes, but even a tiny flame can start a disaster. The US Coast Guard has investigated fires caused by surge protectors and small electrical devices, and when something catches fire in a cabin, the crew's firefighting options are limited. You're miles from help, and the nearest fire station is on another continent. Stick to battery-powered lights or flameless options, and leave anything with a real flame at home. One careless moment can mean evacuation alarms, ruined vacations, or worse. So, keep the wind in check, skip the open flames, and treat your cabin like a safe zone, not a science experiment. That's how you avoid the kind of accident that makes headlines. Some mistakes on a cruise ship don't just cost money, they can cost lives. Lighting up a cigarette on your balcony or in your cabin isn't just a rule breaker, it's a disaster waiting to happen. The Star Princess fire proved it. One cigarette, tossed onto a balcony, smoldered for 20 minutes before flames tore through 3 decks. In less than half an hour, the fire had punched through glass doors, filled staterooms with black smoke, and forced passengers to crawl for their lives. 1 person died, 11 were hurt. Nearly 300 cabins were destroyed or left unlivable. Investigators never found the person who started it, but they did find dozens of cigarette butts on balconies, proof that small choices add up to massive consequences at sea. Cruise lines don't take chances anymore. Get caught breaking the smoking ban, even just once, and you could be put off the ship at the next port. No refund, no appeal. The same zero tolerance goes for matches, lighters, and anything that burns. Fires at sea move fast, and there's no fire department waiting down the street. Balcony railings are another line you don't want to cross, literally. Sitting or leaning on those glass panels might look like the perfect photo op, but one slip and you're overboard. Man overboard retrieval rates are shockingly low. Less than 19% are ever found alive. The ocean doesn't give second chances. Don't climb, don't sit, and don't trust a selfie to keep you safe. And never, ever leave kids alone in your cabin. Staterooms aren't childproof. Heavy doors can slam shut, balconies unlock, and emergencies can unfold in seconds. If you need a break, use the supervised kids club. On a ship, you're not just a parent. You're the only line of defense. These are the mistakes you can't undo. Treat them that way. On March 23, 2006, a single cigarette on the Star Princess led to 1 death and damage to 297 cabins, an event that changed cruise fire safety rules worldwide. Throughout this documentary, we've seen how overlooked rules, like the minibar exclusion in drink packages, the $80 penalty for taken robes, or the strict ban on CBD, as documented in Royal Caribbean's passenger contract, carry real consequences. The evidence is clear. Small mistakes can have major impacts, from blocked toilets disabling entire decks to open flames risking lives. Yet, some questions remain. Not all cruise lines publicly disclose incident data or clarify how fines are calculated, leaving gaps in passenger awareness. What's certain, based on U.S. Coast Guard statistics, is that overboard recovery rates remain below 19%, underscoring the gravity of railing safety. The documented facts show that understanding and respecting these 17 rules isn't just about avoiding fees. It's about protecting yourself, others, and the crew. With these precautions, the risks are real, but manageable.